Hey, what's up guys, it's Travis Flips. Now in today's video, I'm gonna share my thoughts on what Pokemon cards I'll buy in 2021. Now, as a new collector, I want to make sure that I start adding cards to my collection, especially with Pokemon Day coming up and all the hype surrounding Pokemon, right? So I wanted to make sure that I'm getting some good cards into my collection, but also as a new collector, I don't have a big budget. I'm basically starting from scratch. So while doing my research, I was actually able to come up with a set of requirements, and I found now this is based on my own research findings. So people out there may have different views on things, but I have a pretty good feeling about the general sense and what people are investing. So I will share the cards that I think are worth investing and also provide the reasons why. And my requirements are very simple going to this. Firstly, the card must be cheap, relatively cheap. For example, in the range of $20 for a card, I will consider cheap, especially, and this going to point number 2, if it has an upside to it. If after grading and I get it, say PSA 8 to 10, it has a significantly higher upside in terms of profit margin compared to the cost price, then it is worth it as well. And of course, the card must be scarce. It must be a rare card. It must be something that is very hard to get. And also, observing the hype and people talking about the card over at social media, is this particular card. For example, there are particular cards that are very much like people are just talking about it every single day. And you know these are hype cards that many people, especially if they're commenting on social media like, I want this card, this card is so beautiful. You know that, okay, this is a card that many people want, and this is the type of card that I have my eyes set on. Okay, so the first type of cards I'm gonna invest in are the amazing rares from Vivid Voltage. So for example, you see over here, I have in my hands Celebi, okay, amazing rare from Vivid Voltage. Now, so why am I getting into these cards? Firstly, these cards are very cheap, and yeah, I didn't mention not just Celebi, but the other amazing rares from Vivid Voltage as well, the Zacian, the Zamazenta, the Jirachi, the Rayquaza, and the Raikou as well. So all these, and to my understanding, these are amazing rares are a new thing in Pokemon. And from what I see in social media, right, everybody is just super hyped. Everybody loves these amazing rares. Nobody is saying like, oh, they're just lousy, nobody wants that. Everyone I see over at social media, they love the amazing rares. So with the strong fan base for these cards, I believe that these cards will only continue to rise in value. Okay guys, so take this first example. This is how I will actually go about deciding whether these cards are worth buying. So for example, the Vivid Voltage cards, the Celebi, alright? So firstly, I'll look at the Troll and Toad price. Okay, so you see listed, it is relatively cheap, to be honest with you. Like, including here, the Raikou, $21.99, the Zacian, $18, the Zamazenta is $14. Okay, so these are what I consider cheap cards, and I can actually stock up a lot of these cards compared to like the vintage cards. Okay, so now that I know the cost price for this, I will actually go into eBay and I'll search for example, Celebi Vivid Voltage, right? I'll probably do a video on how I go about the entire process next time, but just to quickly show you. So if you take a look at the sold listings, okay, and we are scanning through, looking at the PSA graded cards, you'll see that, for example, here, okay, February 8th, this is like a few days ago, it sold for $373. That's even more than what I imagined. Okay, so you see, this is crazy, and it's not difficult to get PSA 10s at all, especially when all these are still getting pulled today. Mint sleeve immediately. You see, like, sold February 7th, $220. That's like, if you go for depending on whether you go for value pricing or express pricing, but it's still gonna be a very significant profit margin. Okay, if you scroll down some more, so we want to do a bit, we can't just base it on 1 or 2. Okay, see, 255. Okay, see, if you ask me, I have no idea why these PSA 10s are going for so much, like $139. Okay, so see, 217. So this is crazy. Show you another example. Let's say it's the Zacian. Okay, let's say the Zacian. This is even cheaper than the Celebi. So if we do Zacian, okay, and you'll see the prices Take a look at this. So February 9th, $250. That's crazy. 192. See, 250, 250. So I have my eyes on the amazing rares. You will see a similar pattern for the other amazing rares also. Now the second card that I personally have invested in, and I'm seeing the actual price of these cards actually skyrocketing over the past month, and I'm talking about the Kanazawa Pikachu. Okay, so I'm sure that this is a very popular card. If you guys are already into this, you all know like this card has been just increasing in value like rapidly in the past month, and I believe that it's continuing to rise. So what's going on for this card now? Firstly, it's a Pikachu, okay? Pikachu and Charizard always gonna have value. Now, secondly, after my research, I found that like the artwork of this particular Pikachu, so firstly it's limited, and people just love the artwork. Like if you take a look at the background itself, and it has like the Milotic design as well. So if you take a look, if you go to social media, people are just commenting like how much they love the design of this Kanazawa Pikachu. In fact, if you compare it to, I think there's a counterpart, the Graffiti Pikachu, right? The price is almost like, the Kanazawa Pikachu price is almost double of the Graffiti Pikachu. And this speaks to the actual art and the design of the card itself. Now this card is not particularly the cheapest. I bought mine for $60, but I've seen like on eBay just recently, the last sold is going for like $80 to $100 raw cards. Now that said, I still believe that you can still buy these Pikachus for $60, but to me this is like a long-term investment, because if you actually go into eBay last sold, you see that they're just selling PSA 10s are selling for crazy prices. And the thing is, these are new cards as well. These are 2020 cards. They will be bound to have a lot in pristine condition. Okay, so the next card is the Kanazawa Pikachu. Okay, so over at Throw and Toad, the price is not out yet actually, but if you take a look at the market price, okay, so let's just do Kanazawa Pikachu raw price, okay, and we take a look at the sold prices. Okay, so I don't know what's going on over here. Okay, 75, 72, 71. Now, I was actually observing this card 1 month ago. So back then, it was like $50, $60. So when the prices started to increase, I was like, okay, there's something here. See, 58, so you can still get it at $60, okay? I mean, in fact, you see all of these, like, you can still get it for 40, okay? Anywhere from 40 to $70, $80. Okay, so assuming you got it at that price, then we go check the PSA 10. Okay, and because these are new cards, it's not that difficult to get PSA 10. Take a look at this. So February 7th, $365 on a Beckett 9.5. There's even one more ridiculous one. I think I saw a one sold for $999, gold label Beckett. So okay, so for example, 449, 327. See, these are ridiculous profit margins. And also, if you actually go into social media, you'll see how many people are raving about the design of this particular Kanazawa Pikachu. And this I believe this is a huge factor into the card's appeal as well. And like we mentioned time and time again, it's Pikachu. This is a card that I will most likely get multiple copies of, and I'm gonna hold on to at least one of them, because like who knows, 5 years down the road, the prices may just multiply by I don't know how many times. Alright, the third card or cards that I'm buying is the Illustrator Charizard. So I don't have the cards right now, I'm still waiting for them to be delivered. But this is another super cheap cards. The market price is around $20. And if you go to eBay once again, you'll see that the PSA 10s are selling for like $300. So that is like a profit margin of, including if you get it graded, about $200 per card. And if you're able to scale this up, you're seeing a huge profit there. I personally, I don't know why like people are throwing so much money for PSA 10 Illustrator Charizard when the cost price is so low. And the thing is, there's a bit of risk with this card because after doing the research, right, I realized that there's overprint of these cards. Like the sellers, you'll notice that sellers who are selling these cards, they usually have 10 or like 100 of these Illustrator Charizards, and I don't really know why. I don't know the history of this. But it's just crazy that for $20 card, if you get it graded, and these cards are new cards once again, so it's relatively easy to get PSA 10. So if you are grading this, you get a bunch of these, you grade them, come back PSA 10s, you're seeing a huge profit over there. And one thing is that I'm seeing, like, once again back to the design, I'm seeing in social media like people love the design, they have to get the design, they find the artwork very unique. But yeah, the downside is that they're just supply and demand, there's just way too much supply. This may just be like an outlier, the PSA sold prices. Maybe if all the cards that I'm talking about, this may be the most risky one. So personally, I may just buy, like, I bought 2, so I may get 3 more just to keep them because they are cheap, but definitely I won't be getting too many of this because there's a risk associated. Okay, then we're gonna go into Illustrator Charizard. Okay, so this is also another very cheap card. I don't think the price is listed on Throw and Toad, is it? So I don't think so. Okay, but this is like the most easy to find card, most common card. So if you actually go Illustrator Charizard, you see that people are just selling them for $20. Okay, and there are large quantities of them. Okay, but what is scaring me is the graded prices. Okay, so let's say you get it for 22, 24. Okay, very cheap cards, very easy to invest in these cards, 17, 22. Okay, so the average price is $20. Okay, you go into PSA 10, and it's so easy to get PSA 10 for this. Okay, see, so February 8, $300. This is just crazy to me. I can't figure out, like, 254, 349. Okay, so definitely this is another easy investment. Now, the last type of cards that I'm gonna buy and invest in are the vintage cards. We are back to vintage cards again, but more specifically vintage first edition prints. Now these are, depending on the actual cards, these are gonna be the most expensive, even raw cards. But the thing is, these are vintage, so it's always gonna be more expensive. But with the hype surrounding everything once again, and you guys will likely have seen the Logan Paul buying the 6 boxes for $2 million. That's crazy in itself. When the day comes, so now like the entire community is waiting for February 27th, right? Pokemon Day. When he does the unboxing, Pokemon Day, Nintendo may announce something crazy, and then we will see the market move again, and we don't know what will happen. I really know what will happen, okay, but at least I feel that I definitely have to get my hands. So like recently I got hold of a few. Okay, I love this card. It's a first edition Dark Houndoom and first edition Dark Marcham. I don't have a lot of first edition cards. They are really not easy to get, and they are not cheap either. But it's just like, for me, I have to get hold of at least some first edition cards because I have a feeling that they may just skyrocket in value in the days to come. I think this will be easy. This will be cheaper. Okay, so it says 84, right? Let's take a look. Dark Marcham first edition holo, the raw price. Okay, so you see $40, right? Okay, this is a non-holo. Okay, 71. Okay, 20 bucks. So the price really ranges depending on the condition. Okay, but I would invest in these. I would try to get the cheapest possible, like even a first edition base Pokemon non-holo. If it's anything like, for me, non-holos, right, first edition, anything under $10, I'll just get it within my budget, of course. Holos, depending on the actual Pokemon, will be harder to get, but there's always gonna be intrinsic value. These, like we mentioned, these are the rarest of the rare. You literally, these first editions, right? They're literally like, they are so limited in numbers and so hard to find, and they are a proven commodity. Like you see the value over time, it just keeps on increasing. And I guess the biggest factor for me is with the 25th anniversary coming up, and everybody on social media, celebrities, everyone just hyping up the Pokemon cards. You're gonna get more people looking into this, getting into this hobby. And the first edition cards are like the best, like the cream of the crop, the most highly desired cards. So any chance if I can get a good deal with first edition cards, I would definitely want to grab hold of them. And with the small exception of if the cards are in terrible condition, I will not get them because I don't think they'll have any value at all. And it's not worth the grade as well. Okay, so those were the 4 types of cards that I'm buying and I'm investing in. Let me know in the comments what you think of my selection. Is there any other types of card or particular card that you have set your eyes on, you're investing in? Also, if you enjoyed this video, I greatly appreciate if you could like and share this video with the Pokemon community, and also consider subscribing for more content like this. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.